In last episode, we were able to convince all three alliance leaders to convene a moot on the island of Stirk with the help of Vanis Galorian, a mage within the Mages Guild. We were trying to convince the leaders to storm into Coldharbor and stop Malog Bal from completing the plane meld. In the middle of it, though, Malog Bal actually decided to attack us. So we beat his 3 Daedra that he sent to fight us, and then we decided that we had to breach Coldharbor right then and there. So Vanis Galarian opened a portal, and we and the Fighters Guild and the Mages Guild were all supposed to go through to fight Malog Bal, only to come to find we were the only ones to arrive in Coldharbor, at least in this one location. Once we arrived in Coldharbor, we saw an old friend, Cadwell, who informed us that the Mages Guild and the Fighters Guild did indeed make it to Coldharbor, but they are scattered across the land, so we have to go and find them. So in this episode, we are going to travel down to the Hollow City and see who we can find down there who may be able to help us find our friends within the Mages Guild and the Fighters Guild so that we can kick Malog Bal in the butt and stop this plane meld. No, and hopefully get our soul back. So we are heading down to Hollow City. On our way, if we would like, we can stop just to the west and find Cadwell's hovel, where he lives while he's in Coldharbor. There's not much here, just some lootable items, and we could get to see where he lives, so that's nice. Heading further south, we see the Hollow City in the distance. As we approach, we see a ghostly figure walking the path ahead of us. She disappears, but only to reappear further on. We can see from our crosshairs that this is the Groundskeeper. As we approach the city, we see that there's actually a person standing just inside that must have been the projection we had seen, as they look like the same person. Oh, hello there.
Very few would dare to enter the Prince of Murder's realm of their own choosing. Your action consists of equal parts bravery and stupidity. I think in this case, that's exactly what we need. We've been waiting for you, Planewalker.
Who are you?
You may refer to me as the Groundskeeper, one of the few survivors that remain. I tend to this city. The magic that protects these walls and keeps us safe requires constant nurturing and the utmost care.
And where are we?
The city's original name no longer matters. Now it is a hollow city, waiting to be filled. A perfect place to begin an assault on Malog Bal. This city can be your armor against the hazards of Coldharbor. It just needs life to return it to glory.
Is this where I'm supposed to gather my army?
It could be. There is no safer place in Coldharbor, for Malog Bal's reach cannot extend into the Hollow City. That is what was intended, and that is the way it is. Please walk with me. Let me show you why this city will serve your needs.
All right, I'm ready. Lead on.
Watch and listen. While I could explain things to you, it will be better to simply show you. The history of the city permeates these streets, and with a bit of magic, I can reveal it to you. Now come, let us walk.
Following the Groundskeeper, we learn a little bit of the lore of the Hollow City.
Long ago, this city existed in Nirn. It was alive and vibrant, and went by a different name. Its people were devoted to Prince Meridia, the Radiant One. They lived in peace and assumed themselves safe from any dangers. But Meridia has enemies, such as the despicable Malog Bal. The Prince of Murder sent minions from Coldharbor to destroy her beloved city. The city's defenders did what they could, but they were no match for Malog Bal's forces. Everyone outside the walls was slaughtered, but the warriors and mages managed to seal the gates to protect those huddled within. As fortune would have it, the Ayleid King Lalorian Dinar was visiting the city. A skilled warrior and tactician, he quickly took command of the city's defenses. The Ayleid King single-handedly protected one of the gates. As he fought, he prayed for assistance, and his prayers were answered. Meridia felt compassion for her followers, but she also saw an opportunity. Malog Bal's open portal worked both ways. The time had come to take the battle to Coldharbor. Meridia warded the city and pushed it into Coldharbor. The city arrived intact, but many of its inhabitants were either killed or scattered by this realm's protective spells. Even the Ayleid King was captured. Still, Meridia had accomplished the impossible. She stabbed a dagger into Malog Bal's side. A portion of her realm was in his domain, and he could not touch it. The survivors lost faith, however. One by one, they left the safe confines of the city to try to return to Nirn. They were foolish, and they paid the price for rejecting Meridia's edicts. Meridia foresaw a day when an opportunity would arise. An overconfident Malog Bal. Champions from another plane. On that day, this city would become the focal point for the assault against the Lord of Schemes. I say that the day has finally arrived. The great mage, Vanus Galarian, the Ayleid King, and you, our last best hope. You must gather your allies and bring them here. This city shall serve you well against Malog Bal. Know that every choice you make in Coldharbor will have an effect on the Hollow City. It shall be reborn with every person you save, forged into a weapon by your own hands.
And what's your role in all of this?
I am your advisor. We both wish to stop Malog Bal's machinations. I offer you what help I can. The Hollow City awaits you and your allies. Use it wisely, and it shall not fail you.
Okay, what's the next step?
You must gather those who were lost. King Dinar and Vanus Galarian have vital roles to play, and they must be at your side. Rescue your missing companions. Return the Hollow City to its former glory, and we can begin the assault on Malog Bal. You shall require more than just the king and the mage, of course, but they are as good a starting point as any. Others in this realm, allies current and soon to be, all have important parts to play in this endeavor.
Others?
As you seek out the mage and the king, I'm sure you shall meet others who require your aid. Look for those you trust, and who would be willing to join us here.
And the mage and the king, where will I find them?
Go west, beyond the Moonless Walk. There you shall find the Ayleid King, held within a tower of darkness. Vanus the Mage is somewhere in the Eastern Plain. His exact location is hidden from me.
I'll find the Ayleid King and Vanus the Mage.
I recommend heading west first to find the Ayleid King, but the choice is yours. If you wish to free King Dinar, you must recover the lights of Meridia. The lights have the power to unlock his prison of darkness.
Oh, what are the lights of Meridia?
Originally, the lights were a gift from Meridia, power that protected the city and made life easier for its inhabitants. When she pushed the city into Coldharbor, she filled the lights with even more of her divine power.
And how will I use them to free the king?
King Dinar is trapped within a tower of darkness, bound by shadows and dark magic. Meridia's lights can unravel those bonds. Without them, you won't be able to set the Ayleid King free.
Where can I find these lights?
As you no doubt noticed, Malog Bal's realm has its own defenses. Things that teleport onto this plane tend to get scattered, as were your allies, as were the lights. They could be anywhere, but most likely, they are guarded by Malog Bal's forces.
You don't have anything more precise for me to go on?
Rumors only, I'm afraid. I have heard tales of a strange prison to the northwest. A tower that is not a tower, that guards one of the lights. And others whisper of a vile laboratory to the southeast that distorts the purity of Meridia's light.
This begins the zone quest, the Army of Meridia. They don't clearly state it in the game, but this consists of 4 separate quests. First is into the woods, and it becomes also light from the darkness. That has to do with the Fighters Guild and rescuing the Ayleid King. And the 2 others are Vanus Unleashed and Breaking the Shackle, which have to do with the Mages Guild and Vanus Galarian. Since she recommends we go and find the king first, that is what we will do. It is also a bit more organized this way, as the Mages Guild part has to do with more finalizing, without any spoilers. It just has to do with why we're here without actually taking down Malog Bal yet. So continuing on with the search for the king, we take our recommendation and head to the west of Hollow City. As we make our way to the west in search of this captured Iliad king and our lost members of the Fighters and Mages Guild, I wonder what we'll find out here. It appears something more may be going on than we realize. We'll continue this search in next episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.